Well, with the Leeward Islands tournament set to resume after a 10-year hiatus, the matches will be played in St. Kitts and Nevis. Well, at the moment we are having a practice game between St. Kitts and Nevis. The game started in Connery yesterday and being completed here today at the VOJN grounds. We'll get back to that. So, Kian Pemberton is the bowler. And as some of the Nevis selectees not available for this game, so some of the guys who are not in the original 18-man squad are playing. One of them is Patrice Nisbet, who is keeping wicket. Here's Pemberton, bowls, Yorker length delivery, guides it away. There's no third man. Poor field setting, I would think, for today encounter. That's a freebie. Once you get through the slips, it's gone for 4. They should have at least a third man in place, I would imagine. And that's an easy 4. So, that was a well-played shot too. He just dapped it away, full pitch delivery, aiming for the Yorker on that occasion. Here's Pemberton, steamed in, no shot. He's cutting that one away, but this time finds the man at point. And that looks like Jaden Carmichael, who fields well and gets a return in. So interestingly, Carlin's Boyne stuck it, not keeping wicket. But I believe he will be keeping wicket in the region, in the Leeward Islands tournament. And Patrice Nisbet doing duties today. So here's Pemberton steaming in now from the far end. Goes for the Yorker, gets a full toss, drives it hard up to the man at mid-off, who comes across and stops it well. Can't score. So interestingly, Carlin's Boyne stuck it, not keeping wicket. But I believe he will be keeping wicket in the region, in the Leeward Islands tournament. And Patrice Nisbet doing duties today. So here's Pemberton steaming in now from the far end. Goes for the Yorker, gets a full toss, drives it hard up to the man at mid-off, who comes across and stops it well. Can't score. So it's going to be Kian Pemberton. So started to tell you that this game started in Connery in St. Kitts yesterday as Pemberton steams in, bowls again. He goes for the Yorker, that's well bowled. Came down on it late and jammed his hand on the bat handle, hurt his hand in the process as he kept it out, and well kept out in the end. And so and the bat isn't broken, at least he's making sure of that. So it's going to be Pemberton steaming in now to bowl. He's leaving that one alone outside the off stump, that end field. So the two batsmen are Saunders, and he's at the VOJN school end, and Carey, young Carey, is at the striker's end right now. So Carey taking strike. The Nevis team made 247, I think it was, all out. He's having a drive at a full pitch delivery from Tiger Brown. Is Carey, can't score. So Saunders, Akeem Saunders would have played for the Leewards, and I'm sure he would be hoping to make his mark in the upcoming tournament. So here's Brown moving in now to bowl to Carey. Tiger Brown, shot. He's standing up straight and punches it to the man at short mid-wicket. Can't score. So Tiger Brown making his debut in the Nevis 18, getting a game in this practice encounter. Moves in once more, wants to make his mark off target. He turns it away nicely. There's Carlin's Boyne stuck it, racing away. He used to be a top athlete, got covered the ground pretty quickly there and sent his left-handed return in. So Tiger Brown getting some encouragement from Onaje Amri, the under-19 West Indies player. He has picked up a wicket so far. So at the end of the day's play yesterday, St. Kitts was 67 for 3 And after a late start today, they had a bit of a late start today because of rain. The Nevis hasn't gotten another wicket since. So they're trying to break this partnership. Saunders now in strike, settles over his bat. And it's going to be the tall, well-built Tiger Brown. Moving in once more, shortish run up. Side on action, bowls good delivery. Squeezes it out on that occasion, does Akeem Saunders. Just going back on the back foot. Maybe should have been on his front foot, but kept it out well in the end. So, Tiger Brown from the VOJN end prepares to bowl to Saunders once more. Here he goes. Moves in now to bowl to Akeem Saunders. Again, he's on the back foot. Pushes it up to mid-off. When RJ Amri comes across and puts those bucket-like hands across the ball and tucks it in. Gives it a rub on the elbow. And we'll hand it over now to Tiger Brown. Here he goes once more. Moving in now to bowl to Saunders. He's bowling. That's out! Plumb in front. He was looking to sweep, changed his mind midway, and it took him flush on the pads. Should have been driving really, but he thought about the sweep shot, changed his mind belatedly, and it struck him flush on the pad. And Tiger Brown would be ecstatic. He's picked up his first wicket at this level, even though it's not an official game, it's a practice game. And Tiger Brown, his mom would be really proud of him. She's his #1 fan. There's Angie Brown giving him a big up there, telling him keep going. And so too is the other teammates giving him some encouragement, telling him that's the way to go. So wicket number 4 for St. Kitts, the big fish, Akeem Saunders, back in the pavilion. Well, Ken Pemberton will bowl now to Carey. Here he goes, races in now to bowl. Carey gets a good delivery, but he drives it back up the strip to the bowler, getting right in line. So here he goes now. Ken Pemberton steams in now to bowl. He's driving, flashes that one, back with a point, gone for 4. Well, he threw everything at that. It was outside the off stump, definitely had the width, and he just threw everything at it. The stove, the microwave, the kitchen sink, I mean, everything went at that, and he just flashed away for 4. So we understand that Carlon Tuckett is the captain, and so I guess that's why he took the privilege not to wicket keep. So giving Patrice Nesbitt, his former Maud Cross prep schoolmate, the opportunity to wicket keep. Here he goes for the Yorker, gets a full toss, and chasing after it is Side Williams. He too was a big athlete in his day. Covered the ground quickly, strong return, they got 2. But he didn't really handle it well. He was aiming for the Yorker, was Pemberton, got a rank full toss, and the batsman really played it badly, scooped it up in the onside, but over the head of Side Williams, got 2. And so maybe the pitch is just a bit slow, but Kean Pemberton, I haven't seen him try it once, not. Fast bowlers normally like to test the pitch. He's aiming for Yorkers. Here he goes. Races in now to bowl to Carey. Again he goes for the Yorker. He's driven nicely on the full to the offside. Jamie Cornelius started after it and allowed Kimani Nisbet to come across to clean up, and they get a single. So the new man who has joined Carey is Jay Taylor, former Leeward Islands player, not in the current lineup for the Leewards, but a very good all-rounder at this level. Settles over his bat, and Pemberton may be able to test him now with a snort. He doesn't. He goes wide outside the off stump, off target. So Carlon Tuckett, the Leeward Islands under-19 captain, is the captain of this Nevis team for today. winning Leeward Islands under 19 team in the regional tournament. Here he goes now. Pemberton, former under 19 West Indies player, again aiming for the Yorker, again gets it on the full. This time Taylor, new to the crease, just strokes it easily into the offside, not belting into it. Just stroked it easily into the offside. Can't score. That ends the over. Tiger Brown gets it on the full. And he misfields badly. That's an awful bit of fielding, if you call that fielding. Well, let's say non-fielding. Came across, got right behind it, and right through his legs. Went for 4. Carey gets 4. Tiger wouldn't be happy with that. So here he goes once more. It's gonna be Tiger Brown moving in now to bowl to Carey. Better delivery. The keeper didn't hold on to it, but I don't think he touched it. But it was a flash and a miss, and Patrice Nesbitt failed to collect. Stopped it, but you catch first, then ask questions later. So it's going to be Brown. Moving in once more to bowl to Carey. Here he goes, bowl, good delivery, solidly forward is Carey. He looks very solid, very determined. I think he's a wicket-keeper batsman. Came quietly forward. So at least this practice game setting up both teams nicely for the start of the tournament on the 18th or 19th, somewhere around there, of this month. Nevis will play Nevis will play all of his matches in Nevis. Again, he's solidly, quietly forward. And St. Kitts will play all of their matches in St. Kitts. The grounds in St. Kitts, Connery Ground and the Warner Park Cricket Stadium. Nevis, all the matches will be played at the E.T. Willett Park. So Tiger Brown looking pretty confident on debut. Picked up a wicket so far, the crucial wicket of Akeem Saunders. Looking now for another big sprat. This one is Carey. He's driving over the head of the man at short mid-wicket. That was not a good shot. And they're going to get 2. But that was hit just over the head of Jaden Carmichael, who probably would wish that he was as tall as Onaje Amri, who is saying, come on, Shakes. Well, it wasn't a good shot on that occasion, but he got away with it, got 2. So it's going to be Brown once more. Moves in once more to bowl. Flatter, faster, he's cutting and missing. This time well taken by Patrice Nesbitt. Flash and a miss. And second time in the over. That ends the over. Kian Pemberton in an extended spell here. Captain Carlon Tuckett urging him on from mid-on. So the VOJN grounds pretty well set, and I was wondering why not use it for the tournament, but I'll get back to that. As here's Pemberton Bowles, good delivery, solidly on the front foot, and Jamie Cornelius races across and stops it. And so I was told that the reason why this ground cannot be used in the Leeward Islands tournament is because they need proper dressing room facilities, and those are lacking over here. So all of the matches will have to be played at the E.T. Willett Park. So even though it's a pretty picturesque ground, good bathroom facilities and all, they need proper dressing room facilities as well. So it's going to be Pemberton from the far end. Races in now to bowl. He's driving and missing, and there's a low shot to send him on his way. Chase Taylor looks up at Derek Parry as if to say, did I touch that or did I touch that? But Derek Parry had no hesitation. He has sent him on his way. Chase Taylor, first shot in anger, really driving at one. Well pitched up outside the off stump. And so skipper Carlon Tuckett, Bowen Tuckett, persevering with Kian Pemberton and paying dividends here because he has gotten him well caught too by Patrice Nesbitt Jr. And so another crucial blow struck by Nevis. Jace Taylor looked up at Derek Parry almost queryingly as if to say, what's going on here? But he's on his way. We have to confirm this, but I believe the new man is Newman. Your boy! bold Yorker leg delivery. He looks back at his stumps wondering what just happened there. Brilliant start to that innings of Newman by Kian Pemberton. A super Yorker. Flattened his middle stump. What a wicket. That's a serious delivery. So the new man in is Rudolph, and the slips would have been strengthened. Guess what? Kian Pemberton is on a hat-trick. And let's see what the hat-trick delivery would be like. Rudolph settles over his bat. Here's Kian Pemberton steaming in now to bowl. Goes for the York off the edge through the slips. He half stopped it, Jamie Cornelius, but it's gone for 4. No third man in place. And not the way that Kian Pemberton would have loved to finish that. So Rudolph, I don't know what he is, if he's related to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but he would be very happy with that gift there. Going through the slips for 4, getting off the mark with 4. Maybe not the way he intended, but certainly the results he would have wanted. So, Kian Pemberton, 3 slips, a gully, a man at point, a man at extra cover, a man at mid-off. Here he goes, races in now to bowl. He goes for the Yorker, beaten outside the off stump. Tentative shot by Rudolph. Getting some encouragement now. You could see there's a lot more energy now from Kian Pemberton as he steams in now to bowl to Rudolph, and this time he just across batted. The bat almost turned in his hand there. Looked very tentative indeed. That ends the over. 6 wickets gone. We're not sure of the score, but Nevis pretty much on top at the moment. So it's Kerry, who has batted pretty well so far, settling over his bat as... Yeah, that's close! He's gone! He's gone. Very tentative shot that. Struck in front. Frank Munzak had no hesitation. And Kerry strides back, looking back at Frank Munzak as if to query again, where am I going? I think he actually said something. Seems as if he actually said something as he walked off. But he sent on his way. And so Tiger Brown picks up another wicket. Well, initially I thought that the batsman who came out earlier was Newman, but this is definitely Newman. Once it's a left-hander, this has to be Newman, the left-arm leg spinner. Hits the ball a far way too when he gets going. But right now his team is reeling at the moment. Well, look at the crowd in here of Newman. He's been crowded. Silly me down. First slip. And I think Sensei will be going to second slip. So we have 2 slips. No, that's Syed Williams at second slip. Carl Untucket at first slip. Jamie Cornelius at Silly me down. Here's Tiger Brown. In now to bowl to Newman, who is driving. Knocked down there in the offside by, that looks like Jaden Carmichael. And... looking pretty positive for starters here. Newman. Now Tiger Brown has picked up 2 wickets so far. Prepares to bowl. Here he goes. Tiger Brown moving in now to bowl to flat and fast. He just jabs down on it into the offside. That's Kimani Nisbet coming across. Picks it up. Can't score. I think the mistake Tiger made just now, he was bowling too flat. Probably just to loop it a little, just a little wide of the off stump. He's tentative, he's new, he might look to drive. Here he goes, too flat again, but he's beaten outside the off stump. But I think it's too flat, just needs to loop it a little bit. Let him look up. And he has 2 slips in place. Tweak it across him, leave him outside the off stump. Let's see if the youngster can get the right delivery in the right area. As here he goes. He's tall. He moves in now to bowl to the left-handed Newman. That's better! And that time he's beaten outside the off stump. Well taken by Patrice Nesbitt. Tiger Brown can't believe he didn't take an edge on that occasion. That was a better delivery. And certainly the Nevis team buzzing out there. To a man, they're talking, they're chattering, trying to put some pressure on Newman. But he's a big man, should be able to take all the chatter. Here he goes once more. Tiger Brown moves in now to bowl. That's a good delivery, but he's played it well. Getting onto the front foot, plays it down to mid-off, ends the over. So some of the guys off the field, like Ross Powell, Justin Abadan, get back to that. It's Ken Pemberton bowls. He's driving smoothly. Here's Rudolph. And Jaden Carmichael runs away, teasing the batsman, and pulls it in eventually. So we have Ross Powell, Justin Abadan, and Tyrrell Mills, who are off the field. Team has been mixed up a bit, giving everybody a bit of a chance in the middle. So Kian Pemberton, tall, fast bowler from the far end, steams in now to bowl, goes for the Yorker again. This time Garland Tolkien quickly across, picks it up nicely, covering the ground quickly. There was Carlin Boyne Tuckett, and well kept out on that occasion by Rudolph. Rudolph looking a little more confident now than when he just came in. And I don't think it would hurt to find out if he can take anything from in front of his nose. He's been looking for the Yorker. He's thinking about Yorkers. Why not shorten one on him? That's what fast bowlers do. Here he goes. Races in now. This time it's wide of the off stump. Not the ball you look for. Needs to make him play. So here he goes. Kian Pemberton from the housing project end. Races in now to bowl to Rudolph. Full toss, flicked away. Lovely shot going down the hill. There's nobody there. As quick as Carlin Boyne Tuckett is, he pulls up, knowing that he can't catch that. And it's gone for 4. Well played by Rudolph. Again striving for the Yorker. Over pitching, well played. So Rudolph has started pretty solidly. Got off the mark with a 4. Maybe not the way he intended, but has just struck another 4. Here's Pemberton bowl. This time is shorter, but not getting up to any height and not close enough to really test the batsman. So you must give kudos to Wendell Micey Wallace and his crew. They keep preparing pretty good pitches over here. Outfield looking pretty good too. Here's Kian Pemberton, goes for the Yorker again. Another full toss, put away again. Rudolph takes this gift. Gone down towards mid-wicket, nobody home, gone for 4. Maybe a sign of getting tired, but definitely put away and gone for 4. And now we having a lunch break? Well, no. Well, the battle resumes between Tiger Brown and Newman. Newman still crowded. Still 2 slips, still a silly mid-on in place. Short mid-wicket, short extra cover. Here goes. What will be Newman's reaction? He bowled. He's stuck full on the pad, flush on the pad. He walks. He walks before the umpire sends him. He started to walk even before the umpire sent him. I mean, he was struck flush on the pad, playing right across it. Tiger Brown has struck again. That was an awful shot by Newman. Full toss. He was playing right across it, struck on the pad, and it's the first time I've seen somebody started to walk for an LBW shout. So he walked away. Newman, he knew before. He didn't have to go upstairs. Gone walking. Well, it's going to be Tiger Brown getting some more encouragement. So we are not too sure the name of the batsman, but we'll find out. So apparently it's one of the pace bowlers, Rashid Eddy. And it's going to be Tiger Brown moving in now to bowl to Eddy. He's a big man, bowls flat and short. He's on the back foot, looks very uncertain. He went back on the back foot, but he looks like a guy who is going to swing hard. So even though he's crowded, I think he's going to swing. And if he connects, it's going to go far. Looks a powerfully built guy. So here's Tiger Brown now. Moving in now to bowl to Eddie. Moves in now, bowl. Good delivery. He managed to keep that one out. That was flush and middle. And somehow, belatedly and all, he came down on it and kept it out. Very, very uncertain here for starters, Eddie. And I think he's going to swing eventually. Pace bowlers don't ease up like that. I think he's going to swing. Will it be this one? Here goes Brown. He was ranging up for the big shot. He was ranging up. But somehow, it was a much shorter delivery. Decided against going over the top. And Jamie Cornelius is amused because he knew what the batsman was aiming for initially. Changed his mind. Think he's going to swing. Here goes once more. Tiger Brown moves in now. He's right on top of him. Good delivery on the back foot and well stopped by a diving Carlon Tuckett. He should have been on his front foot. How did he keep that one out? My goodness, talking about uncertain, but that was a super save, super stop by Carlon Tuckett. Diving away to his right. Very alert there in the slips. Natural wicket keeper, really. And a tremendously good fielder. So here goes Tiger Brown right on top of things. What will Eddie do? He has to respond. He has to swing. He has to swing. He's turning that one into the onside. But there's a man deep. That's Kimani Nisbet. They'll only get a single. Looking for a second, but it's not on. Good strong return. Off target on that occasion, Brown. Losing the script momentarily. That ends the over. 8 wickets gone. But it's going to be Kimani Nisbet. Kimani Nisbet. He'll be coming in from the far end, replacing Kian Pemberton. Here he goes. Bowl starts with a good delivery turned into the onside. This time there's a man deep at mid-wicket. They're thinking of the second. Rudolph was looking to turn. But good work there by Sensi. Strong return in as well. Reducing it to just a single. And that would bring Rudolph on strike. So he walked away. Newman, he knew. He knew before. He didn't have to go upstairs. Gone walking. That actually wasn't Sensi. It looks like Tyrrell Mills, who has replaced Kian Pemberton. And now they have put a man deep at mid-wicket. 2 fours went in that general area, and they have plugged the gap. Here he goes. Moves in now to bowl. Oh, my goodness. Can he stop it, Tiger? Great work. I think it might have touched the rope. I think it touched the rope. Yes, it touched the rope. And so it's gone for 4. Huh? Well, I'm not sure if the indication was given to the umpire, but that definitely touched the rope. So here he goes once more. Nisbet moves in now to bowl. Hit the gloves hard. Seems to be coming off even quicker than Kian Pemberton here. Nisbet. So here he goes. Bowls. Good delivery, but well driven there by Eddie. Opening up his shoulders and getting it down to mid-wicket area. And Carlon Tuckett covering the area and picking up. And they got a single. Here he goes once more. Nisbet bowls. Good delivery. Driven back up the strip to the bowler. Aggressively threatens to shut down the stump. Rudolph stands his ground as if to say, who are you playing with? Doesn't even weg. And Nisbet just turns and walks back to his mark. So on the international scene, an embarrassing moment for Australia, being bowled out by India for 91. West Indies, on the other hand, bowling out Zimbabwe in the second test match for 115. We get back to that as Nisbet bowls, and that one making some height. And he was just fishing there outside the off stump through to the keeper. So Moti, Godakish Moti out of Guyana, picking up 7 wickets in that match. And so good for the young man. And the West Indies batting. Last time I heard, they had 50 plus for the loss of 1. Captain Brathwaite would have gone. Reefer was on 25, and Shandapal was on 25. So 50 plus or 60 plus for the loss of one last we heard. So it's going to be Tiger Brown who will continue. And he'll be bowling to Rashid Eddie. Big, powerful, medium, fast bowler. Here he goes. Brown moves in. Bow. He's swinging. I told you so. My goodness, that would have gone to well, not Montserrat. Where's that? That would have gone to the mountain, really. Might have landed on Nevis Peak. He had such a big swing at that. He could work for the windmill. My goodness, that was the swing I was anticipating a long time. Right away, Carlon Tuckett sends his mid-wicket around for that slug sweep. Here he goes once more. How does Tiger respond to that? Here he goes. Moves in now to ball. Good delivery again. Hesitation. Dubious into that defensive shot. Almost stuttering there. And somehow got back onto ball. Kept it out. But I can tell you this is going to be interesting because Eddie's thinking big. Eddie's looking towards the school. He wants to go hard. He wants to go big. He's strong enough. Here he goes. Here he goes. Oh, he's got full toss. And he hit it. Well, it's a no ball. Tiger Brown has overstepped. Oh, what a painful error. It was a full toss. He hit it straight to Jaden Carmichael. And I was wondering why he wasn't celebrating. But there was that call. Tiger Brown has committed the unpardonable sin. He overstepped. Here goes once more. Moves in now to bowl to Eddie. Swings! He launches into that. And it's gone towards the coast corner. He kicks the dust as Tiger Brown normally happens. You get a wicket with a no ball and then he slams you for 4. And you know he's going to try it again. He's not done yet, Eddie. He wants to launch another rocket. Tiger Brown, how does the young man respond to this? He's getting some encouragement right away. Carlon Smitten sends Andrew Brown now to long on. So Eddie has won a round here because he has gotten a couple fielders to go deep. Here he goes. Brown moves in now. Something has to give. Balls to Eddie. Eddie's forward defensive. Well, well, well. Well, well, well. Eddie on the front foot actually played a forward defensive shot. I don't think that's going to last though. My mind tells me he won't get another forward defensive in. Not with this ball. What's going to happen? Do we launch a rocket to space here? Here it goes. Tiger Brown in now to ball to Eddie. Eddie's swinging into that. And there's Brown, Andre Brown parrying it on the long on boundary. And they get a single. But again, he was trying to launch. And he didn't go aerial so much on that occasion. So it brings Rudolph, much slimmer and trimmer looking Rudolph in strike. Here goes Brown in now to bowl to solidly, almost looks totally in control there. Kicks the dust again, does Tiger Brown. He would be thinking about that no ball. Could have had another wicket. Storms away. We'll get some encouragement from Unaje Amri. And that ends the over. Kimani Nisbet is hitting the bat a lot harder than Kian Pemberton. He's really steaming in. Kept it out on that occasion, did Eddie, who knows a bit about fast bowling. Here he goes. Oh, he's turning that one nicely. Tiger Brown has a chase, but so too does Tyrrell Mills. Who will get there first? Tiger gets there first, and they'll get 2 very easily. Off target badly on that occasion. Nisbet turned away nicely too by Eddie. Soft touch on that occasion, not the big hit. So here goes. Nisbet steams in now from the far end. Bowl. This time he bowls the bouncer and he puts it away nicely. Can Tyrrell Mills put it in? He's not a footballer. And he did very poorly on that occasion. He would not have made the Nevis national football team at all. And responding nicely there was Eddie. Dug it short. Testing him that time was Nisbet, but put away nicely by Eddie. 4. I'm looking to see if Mickey Pragmills is anywhere around. He's the mentor, one of the mentors for young Nisbet. Mickey Pragmills, of course, previously played for the Leewards team and would have encouraged this youngster as he races in now. What will be his response? He's outside the off stump on this occasion. Watches it fluid as Eddie. Looking very confident now, Eddie. So Eddie could have been back in the pavilion already. So a little bit of space now being given. Eddie getting them to back off somewhat. Here he goes. This bit. Oh, gone! Gone! Flush in front. Kimani Nisbet had struck, as I indicated. And here Jaden Carmichael doing a bit of a match. Well, both of them doing a match. Apparently they know this young man Eddie. So they have marched up to him and sent him on his way. Big official send-off, as if he's the new Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis. A little march there by the two players and sending him off. So that one, and what Eddie did after the fact was that he ended up outside the off stump, trying to show the umpire that he was outside the off stump, but that was after the fact. And so Derek Parry had no hesitation, struck in front and sent on his way. 9 gone, 1 more to go. Well, it's going to be Nisbet, and he'll be bowling to the new batsman, a left-hander. So here he goes. Races in now to bowl. Ooh, that one must be missing the leg stump. He was struck on the pad, beaten for pace. And a loud shout from a couple of the fielders. Derek Parry not interested. Last man to go. Here's Tiger Brown bowling off target, turned away nicely. Good movements there. Who is that? That looks like Kimani Nisbet. Looking sprightly there after getting a wicket in the last over. Moving well, preventing a single. Rodolph has showed some confidence, really. Has shown some confidence and settles over his bat now. Derek Parry is pointing out something from square leg. And I think they'll make whatever adjustments now. But Parry, well, everything is settled. As here goes. It's going to be Brown. Moving in now to bowl to Rodolph. Rodolph comes solidly forward. Looks as if they should put him to open next time around. Looks as solid as Mount Nevis. So it's going to be Brown. The Tiger brand moves in now to bowl to Rodolph. Loops this one again solidly forward. And it reminds me that Guyana drew their game against Windwards. They were already 9 wickets down and lots of time to go, and the two last men, well, not the last men, one of the last men and Sinclair held out until the end of the game, and there was a lot of defensive shots keeping the Windwards bowlers at bay and drawing the game, much to the chagrin of the Windwards players who thought they had it all wrapped up, and the last man kept them out along with Sinclair, who made 70 plus. So here goes Tiger Brown in to bowl to Rodolph. Rodolph is turning that one in the air just for a moment there, but well away from Jaden Carmichael, who loses his hat in retrieving it, and a single, and that gets the number 11 player in strike. Now that could have been more runs because it wasn't thrown to the wicket keeper, and so the batsman weren't thinking about that. So here's Tiger Brown to bowl to the new man, last man. Here he goes, moves in now to bowl. He's punching it, almost looking confident here, the number 11. And And a little bit too short there from Brown. That ends the over. Here's Nisbet races in now, off target, badly off target, and a flick and a miss, taken well by Patrice Nisbet. So here goes Nisbet once more, moves in now, busting one up, but that one dead on stumps. Left alone by Rudolph. Here goes once more. Nisbet steams in, goes for the Yorker. Driven nicely by Rudolph. Rudolph has proven to be very stubborn so far. Seems to know a thing or two about batting. Carlon Tuckett having a quick word with his bowler. So Nisbet will move in once more to bowl. Goes for the bouncer cut by, I think that's what Carlon told him, to dig it in. And yes, he did tell him something. He hooked at it, got it off the glove. Jamie Cornelius just reached up and plucked it out of the air. And that ends the Kiddishan innings. And Onaje Amri, of course, giving Rudolph a lecture about hooking. And Onaje not really known for his batting. He's a top-class off-spinner. But I think he was giving Rudolph a little lecture there about hooking and not hooking. So that ends the innings. We're not sure of the score, and we're not sure if they're going to go for a lunch break. We'll wait to see if we'll leave at this point. Well, we had some quick work from the groundsman, led by Wendell Micey Wallace, and they have not decided to break for lunch. Actually, they started late. They started at 11. So I think they'll actually break a little later than was anticipated originally. And so St. Kitts is in the field, and Nevis is opening the batting with Ross Powell and Tyrrell Mills. Let me tell you a bit about Tyrrell Mills. Tyrrell Mills has played superbly during the preliminary matches here in the different tournaments hosted by the Nevis Cricket Association, and actually got a century in the trial matches, so certainly staked his claim big. Here's Eddie. Here's Ross Powell, solidly forward. Little bend of the knee. Plays it back up the strip to the bowler. So, very attacking field to start. We have free slips, short extra cover, short mid-wicket, mid-off, cover, point. Here he goes, moves in now to bowl to Powell. Shots flashed and a miss. Not taken by the keeper. But a flash there. He definitely went after that. It was wide. And he had a flash at it. Went hard, missed. Newman giving some encouragement here. He'll feature a lot in this innings. Left arm leg spinner. And we'll be hoping to pick up a lot of wickets for St. Kitts this season in the upcoming tournament. Hakeem Saunders giving some encouragement, a short extra. Here's Eddie. This time he comes right across his stump, solidly in line, pushes it back up the strip to the bowler, does Ross Powell. So here goes. Races in now to bowl. He's driving down the ground. That's a lovely shot by Ross Powell. He just walks and glares at the bowler. He was right up in his half, and he drove it beautifully down the ground for 4. Rocketing shot. Fast bowlers don't like to be treated that way. What would be his response? Here's Eddie. Bowls. Shot pulled away! I knew it. He decided, I don't like you driving me. But what would he think about a pull shot like that? Contemptuous looking pull shot. He dipped, and Ross Powell was right away onto the back foot and rocked it back and pulled it savagely over mid-wicket for 4. No, that would get Eddie angry. What would be his response? So Powell makes him wait. What would be the response of the big burly fast bowlers? He races in now to bowl. Left alone outside the off stump by Ross Powell, watching that one closely and allowed it to go through. That ends the over. Nevis 8 for no loss. Well, it's going to be a youthful fast bowler, Gaydon, and he'll be bowling from the VOJN end. So Gaydon, that doesn't sound like a Kitchishun surname, but he moves in. Oh, he actually is dipping, so gets a short delivery for starters to Tyrrell Mills, who stands up straight, plays it into the offside, can't score. Well, you're right. Maybe that's his first name, but Gaydon is the name given to us. So Gaydon, seems as if he has a little bit of pace. A wiry-looking youngster. Moves in now to bowl to Mills. Mills is driving, but misfielded slightly, but positive-looking shot off the front foot. Can't score. So it's going to be Gaydon once more. Moving in now to bowl to Tyrrell Mills on debut for Nevis. Gets one that is short, but he's a tall man. Stood up straight, so thinking after the fact that he should have pulled it. But Gaydon, definitely a brave youngster. This is the second ball that he has dipped, and he's testing Tyrrell Mills. When you see fast bowlers this height, it reminds you of Fidel Edwards, who was a wiry little fast bowler. Had a bit of pace on him too. And Walsh from Antigua. This time that one kept a bit low. He had to come down from he has a bit of height on him, Tyrrell Mills, so he came down low to keep it out. That one not making any height on that occasion. So here he goes once more. Races in now to bowl. That's a wide delivery. Might be called wide, even though it's not a one-day match. And they're off for an extra run. So it's signal wide. So even though it's not a one-day match, it was so wide that the umpire had to call a wide. Losing the script that time, Gaydon. So that brings the left-handed Ross Powell into strike. So it's going to be Gaydon, and he'll be bowling to Ross Powell, Leeward Islands player. And it's poor shot. Oh, almost gave it away. Oh, he fell down there trying to get to the stumps. He must have damaged himself. Let's hope he's okay. But he slipped badly there trying to get Ross Powell to run out. He was trying to turn. He seems to be okay. But he really rushed down there and slipped in the process and had a hard fall, I could tell you that. But not a good shot by Ross Powell. He was trying to turn it into the onside. Got the leading edge. It went high in the air. I think the fielder reacted a bit slowly too. And it just cleared his head, landed safely, and then there was almost a run out in the process. He goes now, bowls. That's another wide dish delivery. Left alone that time by Tyrrell Mills, and so too left alone by Derek Parry as he walks away. Well, the big burly Eddie resumes his battle with Ross Powell. Here he goes. Races in now to bowl to Powell. Short and outside the off stump, left alone by Powell. So here's Eddie once more. Races in now to bowl to Powell. Gets a good delivery, but half-hearted shout there because I think he made some height and he may have gotten an inner edge. Heard like a double sound, and so there was not a real concerted appeal. It was just half shout really. So here's Eddie once more. Races in now to bowl to Powell. Gets a good delivery, but half-hearted shout there because I think he made some height and he may have gotten an inner edge. Heard like a double sound, and so there was not a real concerted appeal. It was just half shout really. So here's Eddie winning that round. Races in now to bowl to Ross Powell. Powell this time solidly across his stumps, almost stylishly keeps it out. Here goes once more. Bowls. Ooh, that's a beautifully bowled Yorker, but kept out by Powell. And they've gone for one and thought of the second, but I think he was just teasing them, really, wanting them to go back, and they've settled for one. But that was a good delivery, kept out by Powell. So here goes. Eddie in now to bowl to Mills. Mills is solidly across his stumps, pushes it out into the offside, can't score. Here goes now. Races in now. Eddie to bowl to Mills. Mills gets a shortish delivery, hustled into the defensive shot, pushes it hard into the offside, can't score. That ends the over. Well, I think that's the way we're going to leave you, because the official break for lunch, and that's where we're going to leave you. Nevis still wouldn't have lost the wicket, and going along pretty cool, smoothly at this point. Just a little bit of a half chance for Ross Powell, and getting away with it. So that's the way we're going to leave you from the VOJN grounds.